doing? Looks like the market looks pretty good, right? Turned around and reverted to mean, went higher. I mean, you got to like when the S&P rallies into the close, closes on the highs. Those are 30-minute bars. Let's see what the SPY looks like. Looking good. Looking good. All right, there's a SPY. Here's the Qs. A little bit less bullish, have more work to do to take out the all-time high. Here's Russell. Good job, Russell. It's balancing up here at 234. All right, great job. Great job. Let's look at the crypto quintuplet or quadruple or whatever it's called. I changed the name so much, I forgot what it's called. All right. This is ULTY. If you look all the way down to the right, you see ULTY itself is up 0.75 of a point, 67 bips, which is great. The average stock is up 1.5. The blue lines are the weightings. So they have a 5.93% stake in ASTS, for instance, and that stock was up 83 bips. Anyway, you can see everything did great today. IONQ probably and Rigetti were their best positions. Great job, ULTY. So now let's check LFGY. Same program here. Look, these guys were up 82 basis points. Average stock was up 1.4. You can see their biggest holdings were IBIT, which didn't move that much, and Coin, which also didn't move. But they also had a 4.8% stake in HUT, which was up nearly 10% today. Great job, LFGY. Great job, ULTY. Now let's look at blocks. All right, so blocks itself was up 1.3. That's insane. Average stock in their universe was up 2.2. They have direct. They have a lot of high percentage of direct, pretty much crypto exposure. HODL, 17% of the fund, and that was up 7% today. They have FBTC, what is that, Grayscale or something? And then they have this Ether, this Ethereum ETF. In any event, they have 14% of that, and it was up 3% today. But this other one, they have 17% of their fund was in HODL that was up 7% today. And these guys are hot. Here's HUT. They also had a piece of that. HUT was up nearly 10%, HUT 8 or whatever it's called. And they have a 4.66% allocation to that one. All right, so now let's check Salty. Now, I'm guessing Salty probably didn't have a great day because the market went the wrong way, but we'll see. Sure enough, Salty was Salty moved up, so that's the wrong way for a short fund. The average stock in Salty's universe was down. Let's just check. I'm not sure that this one's working right. It's hard for the spreadsheet to figure out the inverse stuff, the formulas, or it's my fault, I guess. It's computer error. I need to work on it a little bit more. All right. So, yeah, I mean, this thing was only down 21 basis points today. That's not bad. The market was up 41 basis points. This was down 21, so they caught half the downside. That's fine. I mean, that's awesome, I guess. We'll see. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to the crypto quartet. Yeah, for some reason, it's just this. I think everything else is, it's just not, I think this is working. It's just not expressing it in terms of percentages. That's the only thing. So anyway, they did get Abercrombie and Fitch right. That thing's a dog. It was down 2.95% today. GitLab was down 3.3. Enphase Energy was down a little bit, it looks like. MongoDB was down. Restoration Hardware, now known as RH, was down. All right, so that's the crypto quartet. Hope you guys like that. So let's go to the high yield technical analysis. Let's get us a short-term top 20 list. Just real quick, we might as well. This is the long-term one we're looking at right there. NVDY, man. Been a great year for NVDY, hasn't it? 26% total return, 73% yield. 11% NAV return just for this quarter. All right, we'll go to the short term. Short term, long term, it doesn't matter. NVDY is the GOAT. Anyway, NVDY is number one on the short term as well. NVDW is number two. YETH is number three. Then Goop, PLTW, Soxy, KQQQ, OARC, Hui, XYLG. I think that's pretty much the same as it was earlier today. NVDY and NVDW. You can see NVDY has about half the NAV return, but it doesn't quite have twice the yield. That looks pretty good for NVDW there. You know, just eyeballing it, but pick whatever you want. Name your adventure, whatever it's called. If you want NAV return, get the W. If you want, especially in an up market, and if you want it more of your money returned to you in the form of yield, one of the Y might work. All right, well, let's look at the index buffer report. All right, well, is it feeding? Look at this, feeding 5E up the most. YSPI had a good day, it looks like. SEPI had a great day, and LFGY, we were talking about LFGY. Somehow ULTY is not on this list. Anyway, but oh no, there it is, right there. And it did have a good day. It beat the benchmark, yeah. All right, good days there, good days all the way around. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Yeah, NVDY has been good to you so far. I mean, they both look really good. Let's look at, well, I guess we could go. Let's just look at those, both of those. Let's just look at some other ones too. And since it's the end of the day, maybe just look at a one-day buffer report on YieldMax and Roundhill together. All right, so here we have it. We'll set it on one day. All right, this buffer report just shows you which one beat the parent by the most, which is good. I mean, which is good. Look at this, Geo. Look at this one, just spanking Google. But it's that W series. It's just killing it, up 2.8 when the parent asset was actually down. Anyway, all of these are doing a great job. And this is just a 1 day, but of course it's a good day. The market, it's a good day. Even Murny got a piece. Look at this. Even Murny got a piece. All right, so let's go to the deep dive, though. The buffer report sometimes is a little bit, I mean, it's interesting to look at, but let's just line it up on the ETFs that did best today, regardless of how they did against the parent. Just who was the biggest. So we have Morrow and Carvani both killed it today, as did PLTW, 2.4%. PLTY tied it, though. PLTY and PLTW both up 2.45 right now. Then there's MSTW right down here at fifth place with 2.4. There was a lot of outperformance today. And here's MSTY tied with MSTW. All right, let's go back a week and make it a little bit more meaningful to look at. 1 day is kind of a little bit crazy. All right. So let's do a week in. All right. So in the past week, it's been the GDXY, CVNY, Carvani, TSLW. Man, that one's been a good one. But TSLY is right behind. So let me sort it this way. All right. Now, actually, TSLW is number one, then Carvani, then MSTW, then TSLY. Anyway, TSLY is 5% on the week. I mean, that's pretty good. TSLW is 8.6% on the week. That's even better. MSTW is up 5.4% on the week. Killing it. Here's NVDW up 4.5%. Anyway, it's been a good week. You guys can get this yourself and mess around with it. Top dividends of the week were, I don't count the inverses, but AMDY, AMDY, and Carvani, 6% dividends. You know, they just pay monthly, though. Hui, Coney, just paying the huge dividends. But as far as the return goes, it's TSLW, Carvani, MSTW, Tesla, Dre. Dre's the new one based on DraftKings, and GDXY is doing really good, nearly up 5% on the week. You can also sort over here by NAV stability, and all of these ones that I was talking about are on the good list as far as that goes too. And, you know, it's or slightly grown or somewhat, you know, green. None of those are on the declining list. So, of course, we're just looking at a 1 week time frame. So, you know, keep that in mind. All right. Well, hey, Retire, how are you doing? Appreciate you being here. Let's go back to that really quick and throw in Granite shares on the party and see, and let's go back there really quick. Because you made me think about it when you were just talking about it. Well, I'm trying to think here. Is Granite? Yeah, here's Granite shares. But you also have to include the YieldMax multi-stock funds because Granite shares has some index. I want to compare YSPI and SDTY, those kinds of things. Anyway, okay. So let's take a look at that and see how that goes. And we'll go over the past week. Well, of course, it's the same. It's the same one. Okay. Well, no, here's the first new one. Fourth place, TSYY got, of course, TSLW is number one, but TSYY is number four. TSLW is just killing it, up 8.6% on the week. TSYY is up 5.3%, and they paid a dividend, and it looks like the dividend was about twice as much as TSLW's last dividend. Just eyeballing that real quick is exactly what it looks like. It's just a week, though. Do any of you guys have these Granite shares? I do. I have Y-SPY. I was kind of hoping we'd see Y-SPY on the list. Here's Y-SPY down here at 48th spot or something. I don't know. It's not quite that far. I'm just joking. But it's doing well. It's up 2% on the week. If you could do that, or 2.7% on the week. If you could do that every week, I mean, that'd be like 80, 90%, something, right? Be really good. It'd be really good. 2.7% on the week. And right here, paying a 95 bip yield, which comes out to about 49% annually, which is probably about right. I mean, NAV stability, it says over here, slightly growing. I don't know the exact what goes into that formula, but in any event, you could definitely do worse. That Y-SPY looks good. It's ahead of RDTY that a lot of people love. Well, I was thinking of RDTE, but RDTY probably also. All right, so yeah, but the cream of the crop is TSLW, Carvani, MSTW, TSYY, TSLY, DRE, GDXY, RBLY, NVDW, Misty. I mean, Misty had a heck of a week. Look at this, up 4.3%. Its parent was up 4.4%, so it got almost as much. You know, if you just want to look at the ones that outperformed, you'd have to go AMD. AMD just spanked AMD for whatever that's worth. Carvani also is is beating their benchmark. Coney's beating Coinbase. That's amazing. There's some good ones out there. PP, PayPay, whatever that one is, Abney, Infly. Now these over here have stability issues. Let's see. Let's just sort by stability. All right. So the thing was, when I was sorting by beating the parent the most, it's natural for a covered call fund to beat the parent in a big down market. Those were all ones that were getting killed or that had parents that were getting killed. So, and of course, none of them had NAV stability because the parent asset was killing their NAV. But anyway, so we sort for NAV stability, and we have the ones that we were just talking about: Tesla, Misty, GDXY, RBLY, MSTW, TSLW, NVDY, GUI, Palti. You could do worse than have any of these over the past week. You could definitely have done worse. Hey, Redfish, what are you doing? You heard Alti, so really, well, possibly. If anyone sees a prospectus or something that says that, or something on Twitter, send it to me. So they drop Bitcoin and drop Mr. Yeah, because Mr's basically straight Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but as soon as they do that, you watch now, Mr. will start. I mean, it'll start mooning again. I mean, or Bitcoin will. But no, I'm with you. Maybe they think Bitcoin's been too big of a drag on the returns. That's interesting. I'd be all for that, I guess, because if you want Bitcoin exposure, you should just go get blocks or LFGY, or just go buy Bitcoin, or do what. There's a million other things to do. But anyway, But the other thing was, but ULTY, they're just looking for IV wherever they can find it. Volatility, there used to be a lot of volatility in that space. So, but I hear you. I hear you. I'd be interested in I mean, I'd be cool with that. What's your favorite Bitcoin fund? Have you ever heard of BCCC? That's a good one. That's a good one. But I mean, there's lots of good ones out there. Let's go see. Speaking of Bitcoin, let's go over here to Bitcoin land. I didn't see the Granite Shares Bitcoin one on here, but that's fine. We'll just go. We'll just put on just the Bitcoin ones on here, nothing else. All right. See now, and we'll just do the past week. And we'll sort by best ETF return. Number 1 is MST. Wow. Number 2 is MS2, MSII. Then we have MSTY, Misty. It's number 3. IMIST, number 4. Blocks, right there, number 5. I don't know why it says Blocks is underlined as baggy. I think I did that. I think I was a comparison. Anyway, but Blocks. Oh, because right here, yeah, I was trying to compare Blocks to different funds. I think that's kind of a fair comparison. Blocks baggy, Blocks alty. Anyway, okay, but that's okay. So Blocks is behind from baggy. Or wait. Or now Blocks is beating both of them and beating baggy worse, barely beating ULTY. All right. Anyway, yeah, there's some good funds in here. There's that Bitcoin God. There's XBTY from Granite Shares. There's YBTC and YBIT and Biddy way down here and baggy. They were all down on the week. And then BITO and BTCI and look at Maxi was in dead last spot. And there's that one I said I liked was BCCC. That one was terrible this week. That one's dead to me. It's dead to me. All right, well, let's go back a month and see which one's the best. And just the one that has the highest return may not be the best, but it's the one that's done the best. All right. So going back a month, we have GEOX at number 1, YBTC, Blocks, Biddy, XBTY. There's that BCCC, BTCI. Lots of good choices. This past month has been hard on this sector, though. Look, they're all down. I mean, even the supposedly safe ones are down. Even the Bitcoin and gold one that I always call Bitcoin God, that one was down. BITO was down. I mean, the whole sector was down. And then the ones that were like Maxi was down the most. Go figure. I mean, Coney got murdered, and MST, I guess, took it the hardest. MST took it the hardest, down 27%. So anyway, that happens, but hopefully it won't happen next month. All right, on a 6-month basis, it's BITX is number 1. The stacked fund, Bitcoin God or Bitcoin and gold, is number 2, 48% total return. Number 3 is YBTC. Number 4 is Misty. Don't ever count Misty out. Look at Misty. I mean, 37%. 6-month return. There's Maxi, 33%. BTCI, YBIT, BITO, Coney. All right, you guys get the picture. Hopefully I covered your favorite funds in there. Yeah, how are you doing, Steve? South Austin. What's going on? Misty party in the morning, yeah. Bitcoin Mister and Alti today. Let's go look really quick and see because I happen to have that downloaded and opened. So it's called Trade Tracker Alti. It's right here. It causes me all kinds of consternation. I might as well occasionally use it. But I have the trades loaded from last night, and it's the trades from today probably aren't in there yet. They usually go in at 4 or 5 my time, so 5 or 6. And last night's trades never went in. I never saw last night's trades. And I even checked this morning. There was a dead link, and it wasn't only me; it was other people. But I have the day before that, so I have the positions though. Let's check this out. Here's what they're doing. We can see what they're in. They have Affirm, Applied Materials, APP, AppLovin, AST, Space Mobile, Bitmine Immersion, right there. Then they have Webull, Coinbase. As you can see, that's a few days ago. Hang on, I'm sorry. Gosh darn it. All right, so what do they have now, though? They have all the same ones, though. They have Affirm, they have AppLovin, ASTS, they have Bitmine Immersion, Webull, Coinbase. It's all the same. Credo, CoreWeave, Galaxy Digital. So if they are doing that, maybe it hasn't taken effect yet or something. But this right here looks like the usual suspects, right? I mean, Supermicro, Tesla, Unity Software, Upstart Holdings. I mean, the Bitmine Immersion and Coinbase, it doesn't get any more direct type exposure than that. So I don't know. So that's and that's yesterday's. We'll see. I'll try here in a second. Yeah, I'm glad to see that, Steve. At least Bitcoin did crash the end of the day. And so we're saying here, you guess ULTY kept coin because it's still, yeah. I think that's the thing. I think it doesn't matter. It does say something in the prospectus about not overloading in one sector. And maybe before they had about half their companies were Bitcoin related, but they come back. I saw 2 on there. They have Bitmine Immersion and Coinbase. There's probably, but I mean, if you keep, no more than 20 or 30% in any one sector, and it says something like that in the prospectus. So anyway, all right. America Return. I hadn't seen you in here before. I appreciate you being here. Would appreciate any opinions on the new funds, Defiance, PLT, and Hui. Okay, well, it's probably too new to know that much, but I'm going to darn sure start following them here. So these ones right here, okay, so these Defiance ones are crazy because they're leveraged, plus they're giving you income. So these are going to be super, super risky. But in a down market, because it's going to magnify losses. Hopefully the market won't go down. Anyway, but it's just too new to tell. When we put them in the max factor, it may be the fact that they go up so fast that it doesn't matter that because I'm not saying there's 2 sides to every coin. So we'll have to see, but I have to at least have a little bit more data. It's only been around a few days. Hui and then Himi, I think, are the same thing. I mean, I'm fascinated by these, but jury's still out. Jury is still out on those. But I'm sure I'll talk about them when they come on here. Or not when they come on here. I'm sure I'll talk about them at some point soon. Okay. Do I like them at this cheap price? Well, they aren't for me. They're because it's only based on one stock. I'm like I like ULTY, I like blocks, I like LFGY, I like YMAX. I like the ones that are the groups of them. Though I don't, the single stock ones are just not for me. But anyway, it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. But yeah, I couldn't see myself wanting a single stock leveraged. I mean, if I was trying to build a portfolio and wanted to use like 40 names, I might put some in here, but I like simple. In fact, I'm working on a really good video right now. And it's like a 2 or 3 stock income portfolio. And it's a follow-up from one of my videos the other day, but it's going to be out soon. I think you'll like it. Right here's a little preview, portfolio backtest results. But this is a little income portfolio backtest. And anyway, it'll be on soon. It will be on soon. But yeah, so in this one, I was just using like Alti and 1 or 2 other funds, and I have some different results. I nerded out on the stats and stuff. I won't make you guys watch that now, but if you want to watch that video will be out probably this evening. If you like to look at backtest and stuff, I just covered some really interesting stuff that in the backtester, and then also I'm testing different amounts of withdrawals. It's you guys that like to do that kind of stuff will enjoy the video tonight. All right. So anything else you guys want to talk about now? Sorry, I don't know that, but anyway, America returned. We'll keep an eye on those for sure. What happened here? You saw my new. Okay, you saw my new top 20, which you like, but I wish you showed all the results at the end. Yeah, I know it. I need to do that. I need to do that. I'm sorry. I'll do that next time. I'll do that next time. I'm working on having AI make that better, and I had AI give me a graphic, and the graphic in the right pane displayed the past. Like when it was on number 17, you saw 20, 19, 18 in the right pane. But the thing was, there wasn't room for 20 of them. And so by the time you got to the end, you couldn't see all of them. And I need to redesign that or have AI redesign that. But yeah, I noticed that too. But anyway, I'll work on that. So you like Alti and YMAX, new fund coming out soon called WPay. Yeah, WPay is going to be, it's going to be awesome. It'll be just like YMAX, except it'll be made, of course, it'll be the Roundhill ones and a fund of them. And those things are leveraged and go up really fast and people love them. And to have a fund of funds, that's going to be amazing. I've been hearing it could happen as soon as September 2nd or something. But anyway, we'll definitely be covering those, but kind of to have enough data to look at, because I basically like to do this like fantasy football so to have enough data, we just almost have to have 3 months before I have anything to go off of. I have to have a couple of dividend payments and some type of history so we can see how their NAV is behaving or not. You never know. Sometimes it misbehaves, right? But no, this stuff's fun. And I do think that I do have a certain segment of my viewership that likes backtest, and this one that I'm coming out with tonight is going to be a good one on how to hedge ULTY, and try to live off the income. So you don't want to without getting yourself too much problems with the NAV or whatever. I test different withdrawal amounts. It's going to be a good one. So be looking for that tonight, guys. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let you go, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.